Well, welcome to FPL Top Dogs Ballyhaunis, and I'm the guru here to take you through episode 24. Now, we did miss out in game week 27, so apologies for that. Was in Malaga. I wasn't going to cart all this gear around with me. So we're going to have a quick look of the standings in 27 of the Christian Nicholson Pub Fantasy League here based in Ballyhaunis. This is our FPL Top Dog universe. You all know who you are, guys, and a bit on 28, which was crazy. Now, I thought that was a game week 25 without Haaland was crazy. When we got the late news about Haaland and Foden, I think it was. And then 26, the double game week, the mini with Wolves, and Jose Sarr doing well for me and had a good game week, but then went completely off the boil with a 31 but -4. 27 points. So in game week 27. So bad. 27 points, game week 27. And I won't forget it. The Cole Palmer ploy didn't work. Captained them against Burnley. 1-1. Absolute. You just can't really trust Chelsea at the moment. But anyway, that's yesterday's news. We'll have a crack at this. Because done a free hit. And I think it worked out pretty well in 84, 20 points ahead on the green arrow. After that, 27 in game week 27, went all the way down to 1.72 million. And now I'm back to about 1.24 million or something. And before the Gabriel stuff, I did a free hit without Gabriel. That was a mistake. That was aberration. I thought like it would be score 1-1 draw, but he got the assist and he got all the bonus points, the whole shebang. So but I was 1.05 million and then lost about 200 places with the whole crack on Sunday with Arsenal and Chelsea. But yeah, Haaland with this mystery knock. It's been touch and go, this guy. His body's starting to fail a little bit, this Haaland stuff, and I'm not even sure if I'd be 100% sure that he'll start for Forest at home. So yeah, I've got a little mock done anyway. The Three Stooges. I wonder, am I the fourth? Let's have a crack with that anyway and see what we have for today. We'll go through a little bit of the news and a few of my postulations about this possible Man City Crystal Palace match. We still don't know what's going on. We know Arsenal are blanking in 31. I think Arsenal and Wolves. We know for sure. So you're done there. But we'll just go and I'll just share the screen and quickly, because I like to get a little bit of information and bits and pieces out there ASAP from the beginning, because usually these reviews of the Christy Nicholson Pub Fancy review of FPL that we've in our little community in Ballyhaunis, Mayo in the Republic of Ireland, it takes a little while to get going and to get doing. Because there's a lot to get through, believe it or not. And I can yap forever, as you all know. But yeah, got a new hat in Stansted Airport there. Went to Malaga, visited my friend Ivan. We had a good time. We watched United beat Everton 1-0 over in, I think it was MAR'26 pub, Irish pub. Has to be an Irish pub, doesn't it? So that was the 31, the -4. Didn't work out. Very miffed off with Timbers. I did transfer Timbers out. And who else did I do? Cherky. And I think I got in Wirtz and Van Dijk. And that was I took it eventually a -8. Okay. So I was very miffed off. Then I found out about the Wirtz injury because I did a very quick transfer because I felt he was going to rise pretty quick, and I said I'll go on Wirtz for this match against West Ham at home. Of course, he didn't. Now the catch here is that I decided to do a free hit to cancel the -8. So I managed to get the players back. But in a way, when you do a free hit, yeah, I took the two transfers for Van Dijk and Wirtz, but I kept Van Dijk in the team and I had him bought at 5.9 million. Now he's 6.1. So if I had confirmed an 11 to get all my money and see where I was at and get Van Dijk out in that free hit, I'd have to buy him back at 6.1. So I wouldn't have been able to get the team that I had, which was this one. We can forget about this, but I managed in the end to, yeah. So yeah, I did decide to go for Salah, and of course, what did he do? He blanked. Um, so I kept Virgil in there, 5.9, and he'll be out of my team now, gone. Salah will be gone. I went for McAfee, Laffy, Enzo Laffy, instead of Dewsbury Hall. As we know, he got a fairly handy assist, and you know himself, he's such a combative midfielder. Like he should be good to go against Chelsea in game week 31. Would have been a good move, but as I'm thinking about getting in Dewsbury Hall eventually. He's on my mind. But yeah, that was a bit of a myth off. And if I didn't go for Salah, I would have had probably what's it, Mateus Nunez, is it? From Man City, the defender there, he got an assist as well. So a couple of micro calls that could have been so much better. But you can't complain really with an 84 free hit. Ekitike there got him in, kept Virgil from the -8. So there's little tricks and bits and pieces you can do with your free hit. I cancelled the -8, but I didn't cancel Virgil's transferred in a 5.9. So I'm just repeat myself, but that's just to emphasize that you can do a bit of tomfoolery. There's nothing that you could take a -20, you could have a -50, and then, okay, lock in your prices. And then, when there's the rush on and everyone's jumping on Virgil or everyone, then you can keep these guys and you can do your free hit and you cancel the -20 or whatever it is. It's pretty, yeah, it's a little loop in the game that people don't use or know or whatever, but worked out okay here. And I had Bruno vice captain, and I did hear about Andy Mears and Let's Talk and about him being accused of this tomfoolery and all that. But I don't believe that for one moment. And yeah, look, people just think the wrong ASAP. They think up the bad, and they think up the demon stuff, that, oh, this and that. But life isn't that complicated. It isn't that nefarious, It's um, but yeah, it worked out mostly. What's Bruno's percentage ownership now? They said everybody has Bruno, but I don't believe everyone has Bruno Fernandes. Was he about 30% ownership or something? Um, 20. No, oh yeah, he's 38.5. So that's not really true. Everyone has him or had him. And a lot of people didn't have him on buy. So yeah, that's a healthy percentage. I suppose in the top million, he would be more like 50, 55% owned. He's just as tick and ticks. Love the guy. I saw with the match of the day that instead, when he's gesturing and articulating and getting frustrated, I think it's a good thing because he's rallying the people around him and he's causing a sort of narrative. And on that occasion, it worked out okay, and he managed to, point Sesko, who's young and inexperienced, but he is phenomenal. There's a talent there. He's like that giant praying mantis, and he's hanging in midair for like an hour, and then the ball's in the net. Unbelievable technique. And Bruno, that assist from the right, from far out right, was impressed, but that was pinpoint. That was just threw it in there. Said, go get across your defender and nod it in. And he was at that all the first half. And my God, I don't know how that we at United are going to replace Bruno. I just have no idea what we're going to do when this guy goes. I've been thinking like Damsgaard from Brentford or Morgan Gibbs White, or I don't know, man. It's just um, very hard. I think it would have to be another foreign import, to be honest with you. But I'm trying not to think about the year or two we'll have to go without that guy. But in FPL, he's just gold. So I'm going to miss Bruno. He'll be gone on my free hit. So that was another good call, and I viced him. I think I took the vice off. I don't think I would have had a vice because the guy that I got out, I think Palmer was my captain before. So this would be just an interesting thing. What would have happened if I do remember moving my vice from Bruno. My vice was on Dango. That's right. Okay, fair enough. So in my free hit, you'll notice that I don't have Dango. So I just noticed that now I wouldn't have had a vice captain if I hadn't designated it with Haaland. And I think Adam from Above Average FPL is a podcast I listen every single game week. I love their reviews. I get a lot of my know-how and sayings and bits and pieces off the lad. So shout out to Baker and Adam. I love their pods. And I don't really watch it for stats or anything. They're a kind of healthy mix between the stats. I can't stand those guys that just you're there like in a PowerPoint presentation and numbers and this and that and XG. It's all like blinding me. All the color charts, the whole lot. You can keep it, but these guys do it in a way that is kind of palatable for us managers who are a bit kind of archaic. At the age of 51. But yeah, Adam he didn't set the vice, and the guy he transferred out was a bit like my, you know, Dango Artara. And see, the vice doesn't automatically click on to the guy that you've replaced that slot with. So that's an issue. So that was I appreciate fully now that you need to set your vices, and we learned this from last year when games got cancelled due to the weather, and you make sure you have guys picked on different days of the week, just in case. So that's okay. I got these two. Nichols and Dowman of Arsenal. I did not just put all the money in, but I had Roden that came off the bench for Haaland. So could have been better. Like I just left him in the free hit at 3.9 and just I did not expect at all to use Roden, but I'm glad I didn't put it's easy enough just to put another dud in there and who cares. So actually 4 zeros on the bench. So I'll take it. Could have been a bit better, I know. I'm beating myself up. I went for Gahey instead of the aforementioned Nunez from City, and I was looking at Dewsbury Hall was a plump for Enzo. So that's the crack. And Jose Schlar, what a hero. He's going on my wall. He's got me loads of points, it's just phenomenal. I think I probably will go with him again against Liverpool at home. Wolves are really have really picked up now. So yeah, 1.27. It's very tight. I was looking at the top 10 in the Christie Nick, and I'm something like about 59 points down in Joey Neenan. So it's going to be hard ask. Using the free hit isn't advisable, but that's got me out of a jam and put me into another jam. And a jam with Palmer, Rodgers, and Turkey Xerxes. I don't know how you Xerxes from United. Turkey Xerxes. You have to put a bit of an accent on for this. Semenyo, okay, he's not going anywhere. Palmer, oh God help me, man. But without Tillemans and McGinn, maybe Villa are a bit more vulnerable, and that's possibly again why Rodgers is floundering a bit and trying to do too much and trying to make a difference. So Villa aren't really finding it, easy with all the European. Well, I think they're still in Europe and they have fixtures and bits and pieces. So Dango's back, but I want Shade. Obviously, Dango is isolated out in the wing now, and Shad is just hanging around the 10-yard box all day, all in and out. Oh, um, yeah, it just goes to show a couple of tweaks and changes and this and that, and it changes the whole dynamic of what you thought a player would be going in. So he's not up front at all like he was near Thiago. Happy to have him, but I'm going to have to just let this roll because transfers are gold dust now at this stage. You know, I've still got, how many have I got? I put myself into a bit of trouble here, but I'm going to have about Pope will come on for game week 31 instead of Sa, so that's fine. Mane's not going to be playing, so Semenyo and Xerxes on the bench, will say, but I'm going to get rid of them. I'm just saying that I've got at least three dudes that won't be playing, and there's like 29, 30, and 31. So I just have enough transfers in the bank without doing a -4. But I might have to think about a -4 at the minute to get in. I'm going to keep Haaland. I don't care what anyone says, and I'll captain them as well. Because if I had Bruno, I'd captain him, even if it was Newcastle, because he's just involved in everything. And the penos. So this will be a late decision. I'll wait for the news and see what happens. When is the news coming out? Well, Spurs, Palace, we don't have many assets in that, so who cares? City, also the City game. So Tuesday, but the game week should hear something on Tuesday morning before the deadline about any Haaland update. So I'm going to leave it to as late as I can. We have a midweek game week tomorrow night, and that's because we have the FA Cup fifth round at the weekend up until Monday. I've no idea why Sunderland's FA Cup game against Port Vale or Bristol City, there must be a reason why they couldn't have played that before today. So that'll be on the 8th. I think it's the 8th of March, it said. But that's not going to affect us too much, really, because of the European issues. We're more worried about the Man City Crystal Palace game. That's the one that we're looking at the minute, because I want to go back to that in a minute. The scores and fixtures, that's what I want. But Newcastle have Man City at home in the FA Cup, so it must be on the Sunday. But whatever happens, we should all be rooting for Newcastle to win that. And you might think that, oh God, that's not good now. I don't know how I've got to the fourth round of the FA Cup. I'm going to have to mumble my way through this February. Second now, so I suppose it'll be the 8th. Thought it'd be the March the 9th, but that game is, see that game there, Sunderland and to be arranged. Don't know what's going on there. The replay must be this midweek coming, and then we'll find out who Sunderland are playing. That must be it. And I did say the 8th of March, so it doesn't really affect us too much anyway, that. So it must be on the Saturday, Newcastle and City. And basically, if we root for Newcastle, if we root for Newcastle, oh God, here you go. Yeah, we've got all this rubbish coming up. Women's European World Cup qualifiers: Serbia versus Sweden, Wales versus Montenegro. Wow, the women are really in all the other avenues, aren't they? Internationally, but Newcastle 8 o'clock against Man City. So there's a possibility that if Newcastle win this, that extra match the City have still yet to play game in hand up against Palace, that could still revert back into 31, game week 31. So because Man City and Palace, who were beaten by Macclesfield 2-1 away, the famous, I think the Wayne Rooney's brother, who was managing them at the time. Yeah, he's they'll both be out of the FA Cup, Manchester City and I don't expect City to go out, but this is just the thing here. There's a possibility we won't have too many messing about, and so that in 31, it's not written down here in 30 game week 31. City and Palace aren't in this, but they could be back on. So that's something to think about. And if I'm shouting for Newcastle here, so there'd be less stress or to and fro or planning and the whole lot. I love the planning part of FPL. That's the thing I love the most in trying to swingle players in. And that yeah, okay, it's not ideal to have all your chips played. 1.27 million, and you've only got a triple captain left, but not many people have a trip cap left. And if I can navigate, a lot of people will play their free hit in 31 anyway. But we'll see now. It might work the other way where people won't need to use the free hit. And then so that will be another advantage a loads of other people will have over me somewhere down the line, which I'm kind of thinking now. Maybe I hope City win and beat Newcastle. We have a reason for these guys to use their free hits. And then who knows, they might just have a wild card for game week 32, which is a long one. There's an international break in between 31 and 32, I think, just to double firm. And so people have been thinking about, oh, I'll use a wild card, I'll dead end into 31, and then 32, which isn't until the 11th of April. So there's a good gap here. There's a proper gap here, Sunday the 22nd until is it the 11th of April? That can't be right, 20 days. No way. I'm not buying it. Unless there's an FA Cup thing somewhere going on, I don't know. I have no idea what this. So, yeah, people could be wild card, and it could be a good time because you get injuries, you'll have international, you have the playoffs for the World Cup. Ireland I think they're playing the Czech Republic. So it's a big time around this time. I suppose they have to play 2 matches, don't they? Some proper rest. It probably makes sense, It's massive. This World Cup qualifiers, and if Ireland can qualify, and Wales are in the qualifier as well, Scotland have automatically qualified. So that's the crack. So I've decided now. I hope Newcastle get beaten now, and people will use their free hits, and that would be good. And I don't mind. I've had 3 transfers to get rid of Cherksey. I won't go into the live thing yet, but I definitely want to get off Cherksey anyway. Can't say that word at all. Shirky. Must be Shirky. Chertsey and Shirky. Shirky. Yes. Share. Key as in share. Sonny and share. There's a lot of you don't know that. What I'm on about. So that's the plan going forward. Tarkovsky has not been getting def cons recently. He's been miffing me off big time. Love Jose. He should pick up a few saves, hopefully. Wolves have been playing well. If Haaland doesn't play or start, look, Manny will come on. Feck it. Who knows? I've got a good bench, like the bench. I think Newcastle can be targeted somewhere down the line. They'll have Newcastle's fixtures are like good, bad, good, bad, good, bad, and they have all that. They've qualified now for the Champions League. They've hammered Quara bag, so they have bits and pieces to negotiate in between. So it's a bit of a hornet's nest, with predicting who's going to start Europe and who's going to start the Prem for them. Because I think they might just prioritise the Champions League and give the new key fans a great night somewhere down. I can see that happening, and they'll float along in the Prem. Losing 3-2 to Everton at home is it's a complete disaster for the club. I don't know, really have no idea where Newcastle are, what sort of direction they're going in. I think they're nearly rudderless at the minute. Then they probably won't qualify for any sort of European competition coming up now. So I don't know where they're at or where they're going. Yeah, this is a breakdown of the scores, but not too many surprises. Although Man City and Semenyo, that was a good result for Semenyo owners. Again, not all players and managers have Semenyo, and they won't get him in because for the next couple of game weeks because so I hope we make rain on Semenyo. I think a lot of them are gonna wildcard Semenyo in, game week 32 wildcard. But I hope the damage will be done by then. It'd be useless. It'd be if you get Semenya in after game week 32, you only want to maintain your rank. And that's it. Fulham beating Spurs 2-1. Shock horror for Tottenham. And United with the dodgy penalty. Okay, it was carried on inside the box to tug. I think by the laws, the game is that if it carries into the box, but it changes from season to season. I remember when if it started outside the box, it couldn't be a peno. But now it seems to be if it carries on inside the box, yeah, it can be. I suppose so. As I don't know, like look at the Haaland and Szoboszlai issue with pulling and dragging, and the goals. I'm still in the wonder over that. And then Arsenal doing well. Still 5 points ahead now, albeit City have a game in hand, but City can beat Arsenal at home. So both teams have their own history and path for the title this season in their hands. So it's very exciting. Kind of happy to have Timber back after the free hit, to be honest with you. But I've got the three dummies. Rogers, Palmer, Semenyo. Well, Semenyo's not with Cherky, Sherky, Palmer, and Rogers, the Three Stooges. So I'll see now if going to take a -4 to get. I was looking at. Look at Szoboszlai, of course. Don't have Van Dijk in here. I'm not getting rid of. Xerxes the man that I need to think about getting rid of now. I could get Insade and go 3 Brentford for the crack. They seem to be scoring. Don't know. I'll wait for the news. But on that note, let's have a look at our mock and the Three Stooges. Yeah, it's just nothing like having a beer, with your FPL and just kind of settle on your game week score. And here you go. The Three Stooges, if you know the Curly, Larry, and Mo, the three idiots, three Charlie Chaplins, basically. A hilarious comedy. Go on YouTube, Google the Three Stooges, hilarious stuff. Absolutely. I'm gonna watch them when I get off this now, man. So yeah, the guru left with the 3 FPL Stooges after Wirtz panic, the -8 issue, and the free hit, and the 28 game week free hit. Yeah, so I'm happy enough. Okay, got myself into another jam. But yeah, Rogers is an issue. He's been sold in his droves. He's gone down in price. And we got Larry here, who is Sherky, and he's just people say, yeah, he's a baller, he's amazing, but FPL wise, he's a frustration, and he's taking shots from all over the place. I don't know, man. Is he assist of a sister? I didn't see the Leeds game. Some of you would have watched the Leeds City game. Apparently, he had the ball, and he was. I don't know what's going on, man, with Sherky. God, he's no Maris, is he? He's a long way off. So he's got a lot to learn and grow, I suppose. He's young. But that picture there, what pop marked face? I wonder, is that really Sherky now? So yeah, Curly, Morgan Rogers, again, as I said, he's kind of left on his own to forge away, and I don't know what Watkins is on about, man. The downfall of Ollie Watkins, chronic. Ser I don't know. Villa are dying on their feet right now, and I still think they have Europe. I think they're in the Europa. Palace are in the conference, so I just don't think they have the squad. And players seem to go there for a season and clear off. Rashford cleared off when he wanted. He got rid of the other dude. Forget his name now. John Duran. Couldn't keep. And messed up Ollie Watkins' head. It goes on. They got the other guy, Malins, and I don't know what's going on with him either. I think Bailey's injured, Tillerman's injured, and the other dude as well. McGinn. Yeah, so Curly, Larry, Mo, Mo being Ollywalk or Cold Palmer, jeez. Yeah, missed all the good runs. Didn't work out with Burnley. He hauled two penos and assists, and did he score a hat trick? Did he in the end? Two, I think he scored a hat trick. Um, yeah, I'm not happy to be on this dude, but I'm gonna have to keep him till 31. Can't go messing now around with the no free hit. So yeah, and the guru, yeah. So I feel like the fourth stooge definitely now with these four. They're absolutely hit and miss. And this is a prime example of where the season's gone wrong and why everyone is so frustrated. It's because amazing. I could even put who's the dude from Matoma from Brighton. He could be the fourth stooge as well. These guys are in and they've got no route to points unless they actually return. They're not, I mean, it's not even in their hands a clean sheet point. And to earn their bonuses, they have to return something or they have to have their numbers up. And none of them here are def conning. Only Bowen is def conning and Manny from Wolves got very, very close, which there's another couple that are def conning and doing well. Um, yeah, there's and Die from Everton. He's another one. I think there's only two or three of these sort of well-forwarded dudes that are doing well, and Bruno can defcon here and there. So yeah, this is where we're going wrong this year. This year is just a season of the set piece. It's a negative sort of brand of football. It's all based on like rugby style territorial possession. It's getting balls into areas, and it's not making sure you don't concede transitions on the break. Teams like Brighton and Forest, or beforehand when Forest had Ndoye and uh, uh, their attacking wingers. Who's it? Elanga. These attack they would destroy you on the break. Say Brentford could do the same. Destroy you on the break. 1-2, bang, go. Now teams say, no, well, we're not going to do transition football then. We're going to go down the wings. We're going to kick it down long. We're going to do clever stuff, get our throws in the last third, throw them in, make sure we have three Enzos or people, pillar in any counter attacks. Make sure you block everything off, foul people in your own half or their half. Um, and just get your corners and just do wing play, get your corners, and then focus on that, get your free. So this is all they're doing at training now, and the best team in the land apparently Arsenal are the master. They've already scored. I think it's the 22 goals from. I got this stat from above average, I think, or one other. But I think they've scored 22 goals from set pieces, or is that just corners? One or the other. Possibly all set pieces. But so Arsenal haven't scored massive amounts of goals in the past with Bergkamp and Overmars and Thierry Henry and Vieira and Emmanuel Petit and all these amazing attacking players they would score goals for fun. But this is like win the title by hook or crook football, and it's they got the most set piece goals already. They've equaled it at this and the season still, we've got another 12 game weeks to come, 12 games at least to come, haven't we? So look, everyone's at it, not just Arsenal, set piece FC. That's a hilarious one, but they're all at it. Spurs have loads of goals from set pieces as well. They're well up there as well. Um, and Chelsea have a few, but Chelsea conceding loads from set pieces. It's yeah, it's people are complaining. Like, apart from that, this weekend was a bit of fun, with good scores, three twos and 3-4s and all this and that. But yeah, this is something to behold that these guys, they're being erased out of the game really because they're not needed as much, and they're not. And Dango Otara is another one. He'll be stuck out in the wing. And Mbumo, who's out on the right, he could be stuck in there. This is becoming part of the game now, and I think it will come in cycles. And we'll see if next season people can devise a plan to kind of negate this sort of anti-football approach to winning. It's basically so negative and the freedom of football when I grew up in the 90s, seeing Kanchelskis down the wing and Lee Sharp down the left, and Ryan Giggs and the whole lot, and the freedom that all teams played. They all had a go and a great crack, and now everyone has got a template. Pep Guardiola must be looking at this and just, I don't mind Man City because at least they're playing football. They're trying to play football the right way. They're probably one of the last teams in the Prem that are trying to do it the right way. They're slightly kind of trying to adapt to all this. And now with Gay at the back with Diaz, unbelievable now. And Donnarumma's made a difference. So they've really got in know-how, and they're an upgrade from last year, without doubt. And they're really, that 1-0 away to Leeds is proving an awful lot. Although DCL, Dominic Calvert-Lewin should have, scored at least a couple of occasions. So that's where we are in the game. So boo-hoo, yeah. But this is the way it's at. But I reckon it will come around again that hopefully attacking talent will strive and win again. But the problem in FPL, these guys are not. Okay, Palmer, he's dependent on Zhao. Pedro's falls and touches in the box, but that will dry up eventually, and he'll have to kind of figure out another way. And who else is in the? Yeah, so Chelsea have got big problems anyway. Uh, basically with discipline and the whole lot. But that's my take on everything going on. So we better go into the reviews now. What else? Oh, I don't know what's happened here with this Tottenham thing. 3 or 4 Spurs fans who are meant to be Jewish giving Nazi salutes over in Eintracht, Eindhoven, Frankfurt, Eintracht Frankfurt. I mangled that one, didn't I? So that's crazy, shocking stuff. And so they've got fined and bits and pieces, and these people are banned indefinitely. And I think they've got Atletico Madrid. So although they have the home game second in London, the second game, okay, but I think that game could be done by the time they get to London on the second leg. Trust me. Um, they got bigger fish to fry as well. They have to go winning points, man. Shocking. And look, other bits of news. Antonio is looking to go to Qatar in a move after breaking his leg. Shocking, he had the whole world at his feet, and he was in my fantasy football team this season. I'm sure he was himself and Bowen at one stage. But there you go. It's just like all things change with just one instant in life. Um, football's career is quite, it can be took away so quickly. So that's the big one anyway. I'm sure, do we have something on Friday? We've got Wolves versus Liverpool, interesting game, and they also meet in the Premier League later. So I don't expect, well, they're meeting in the Premier League, so that's a dance. Oh, it's going to be a funny one. I'm not sure what Wolves will do, prioritize here or there. The Premier League game, whatever day of the week it is, Wednesday, or the game on Friday. So it must be Tuesday. Tuesday they got the game. Yeah, it's going to be very, very congested now. This so Tuesday and Friday, crazy stuff. Prem game and then FA Cup game. And then all the Europe is starting again. So there's going to be loads of rotation. So I want to be very careful who I'm getting in anyway. People are going to be shocked with changes here and there. Like, and will Haaland? Well, nobody. He won't be playing the FA Cup, and he could miss out on the game against Forest possibly. Like, Haaland is nearly up 200,000 people have sold him out already. So he should be dropping in price soon enough. Yeah, that's what I want. So hopefully we can enlarge that. And yeah, this is just the standings on game week 27, just quickly, just for the record. Say Stevie Nolan, 16-25, and a good game week. 17 ahead of Dave McNamara in second, Owen Cunyon in third, closing the gap a bit. All these guys with Haaland, Ekitike there. So for Lee Chambers, 15.75, a little bit further back, about 50 points back on Stephen there, Stevie Stratford. He gambled on Ekitike and Neil Acers Carney, a little bit further back in fifth. Park Rowan, who's having a great season, 389,000 in sixth. So you can see the standard of the Christie's just Nicholson Pub Fancy League is just incredible, isn't it? Like Hughie Carney in seventh, 390k. Pat Kiley holding a good season together, not far behind, on the same points as Hughie Carney, 15.57, and Fergie Walsh, just 3 points back in ninth, on 15.54. Joey Neenan in 10th. So what is he down? Is 53, 47, 73, 72 back. 72 back, I think, anyway, in 10th. So that's a healthy lead for Stevie Stratford, Nolan at the top. Roy Harford's come back to the cream, is rising a bit up there. Roy Harford, 22 winner, I think. Ja 23 was other 23 winner, I think he was. Ja 24 and Joy 25. Kieran Kiley is really, yeah, he's done really well. Kieran, he had a really bad start. You know, he's stuck in the 50s and 60s, and he's really rallied up to 16th. He's eclipsed me anyway. He's on 1540, just under 600k. God, he's double my rank. You know, it's just brilliant stuff for Captain Tiago. Connor Freely in 13th, Ruben in 14th, and Liam Manhara in 15th. Jack Malone, 1507, 1.17 million. And 16th, Duncan Hannon in 17th. Jack Kearney in 18th, and Mark Phillips in 19th, and John C. Halpin 20th. So that's a rough idea where we were. I was back in 23, 1484, and 1669 down on the top 10. So it wasn't a massive, although it was a 27 game week for me, but it didn't completely destroy. But the people you don't want to be given, you know, 10 or 20 point leads on you in one game week, you know, they're the ones you shouldn't be doing it on, because they don't seem to give it back. It's great quality, the league. So yeah, the Maven 27th, 2.12 million. Now Richardson and joined 27th, same enough score. And just have a quick look down and just put that through, and then we'll get an update of the game week we've had. So that's just, I do wish I got this before we had the deadline going over. But I was in Spain, and you know, you just let yourself go, don't you? Just take your mind off things, you know, and take a break off the whole lot. So yeah, we game week 28 just gone. Stevie Nolan is just under 60k, which is phenomenal. Great season, 61 points, 1686, plus 10 on his transfers. He got rid of João Pedro for Thiago. He got in Virgil. He's used obviously 2 of his free transfers. He's got 3 transfers left. Very clever stuff, and that's how he's everything that Stevie's doing is just turning to gold, and it's just all calculated good stuff. And I don't see that he's going to let this go. He's still got the traditional 3 chips left: the triple captain, bench boost, and free hit. So you know, the world's his oyster, and I think it's going to be very hard for the triple time champion, Joey Ninian, to get back from here. He's did get a 74. He got everyone's got rid of Chalobah for Virgil this week. Um, so 16-27. That's 59 points. A nice little lead. 59 points on Joey. But the way I would play this is I wouldn't worry about Joey until he's somewhere in the rear view mirror in the top 3 or 4, like he was the first few game weeks. The last few game weeks he was. Well, he's had it. That's not a bad score, but it's very hard to make any rank. It's like quicksand. 74 is okay, but it's only just a green arrow really for a lot of people in the top 500k. That top 500k is just elite of the elite. It's what is it? It's top 10% is like 1.2 million where I'm at. I'm a top 10 percenter. So if you're a top, if you're in the top 500k, you're a top 5 or 6 percenter. There's only where you are at the moment. There's only 5 or 6% of the managers in FPL are at your rank. That's just phenomenal hurling, man. It's proper, man. It's elite. And I think it's all gone up this year and the year because there's more AI in it. There's more, let's not go into a rant about that. There's more tools and like things you can buy and help and the content and the whole lot. So I think the only way you can make gains now is have a team like what I have at the moment, but you can't rely on any of them. You can't rely on the Three Stooges. Yeah, Owen Cunyon has made a great move, a 78, 110k. He's used his trip captain though, but that's fine if it gets you a boost and in the right direction. He's got Rayan in there, and of course, Bruno was his vice. Thiago was a brave call by Stevie Stret, looking to take advantage of the Burnley fixture. They only just won in the end. But it's a problem with Burnley or Brentford seem to be able to spread them points between the whole lot of them. When is Janelta's due a goal now, isn't he? Damsgaard done it this week, and could be Altara the next. You just have no idea where the points are coming, and it's the only because Thiago takes penos. Maybe is steady Eddie in Thiago is the way to go. But what's been going on? 78 is very good. And Semenyo was brought in for Mbumo. So yeah, people aren't sticking with Mbumo very long. Once he blanks 1 or 2 games, everyone's off him, and then he scores, and then everybody wants him again. He's one of them. It just depends on the fixture, who's available, and the whole lot. Everything depends on Sesko starting, so he's in the fold now, and he's getting a run in scoring goals. So it looks like Mbumo will be isolated back on the right again, and he won't be up in the number 9. So it's all like, you're all going to have to kind of, be proper managers and assess, fitness and likelihoods. We're all going to have to sit down before these games are played in the deadline and figure out, on the computer, the likelihood of this and that, and then how that will affect the positions going forward. And we're not doing that. A lot of managers aren't doing that, but the top ones are doing all this, and they're not. No influencer spreading this stuff, or that's their secret weapon. And then they tell you a crock of crap. Go and get. One of them said, I don't know. There's one of this. I'll go and get this guy, and they don't get him, and you get him, and it's just not good enough. You have to be careful about the crap you're being fed out there on the internet. Be careful. So that anyway, that's all going forward. Darwin's theory, a very good bench. It's a lot of money. Yeah, I think there's a good team value in this Owens team. God, he's got Virgil, Bruno, Semenyo, is Rice, Gehi, Haaland's in there with João Pedro. God, that's a flexible team. That's going to be very hard to pin down. Even with Wilson, with 12 points, I don't know how. Join in and look at that. Or John C. Halpin, or some of the lads will look at this and say, how am I going to attack this? Because this guy has got a lot of flexibility in the team. Going forward now, it looks like yeah, he's fine. He won't even need a free hit, possibly in game week 31. Not with just you got Gabriel, Gahey, Strand Larson, Semenyo. Okay, right, so that's five. So he's got five there. So he's got a free transfer. He can muggle through, knock a few out, and he'll have 11. Dave McNamara has filtered back a bit on the 60, but he's only down a point to Owen in second. And it's really getting tighter now. I was thinking it was a two-horse race, but even Neil Carney's flicking in there in fourth, not far back, 15 down on Dave McNamara, well, 16 down on Owen, and just another 33 down on Steve. So there's loads of points left, lots of time left for these guys. Pat Kiley getting in with Ekatike. I think he did score more than the 26 for Bruno. He got 30, so fair enough. Dewsbury Hall done well, so it's a brilliant 89. No chips, no nothing left. +7 on his transfers he got in Scott and O'Reilly. O'Reilly's goal, playing out position. I was looking at O'Reilly as well, not just Mateus Nunes. I swear to God, when I was trying to figure out, but getting in that Salah thing was just you try to take a chance and you get too greedy, but it more or less just about worked. Rogers, Rice, Bruno, Thiago. That's more. No, I'm not saying template. Kelleher had to be subbed in for Dubravka, who got 0 after conceding 4 goals at home to Brentford. But Kelleher, congratulations, he's got a young baby, so he was given a bit of leave. A new baby. So Haaland, O'Reilly on the bench. Okay, so he's brought in O'Reilly for Dallo, but he didn't play O'Reilly, which is a funny one. So you're bringing in a Man City asset, and no, maybe the way Paz playing this is that I'm getting all my points right now. I don't care if they're blanking in 31. I'm going to free hit in 31, and you can play it that way as well. I think that's a great way to play it. You can just go in for points. I'm getting points. They're going to score points. Loads of people are not getting Semenyo in because he's blanking in 31, but we got like you could have got him in 4 game weeks ago, and you could have been racking these points, and people are refusing points. I've noticed this. Just don't refuse points. I don't care if it costs a transfer, but these influencers just want you to stick to their plan. And this is what I mean. Don't stick to anyone's plan. Stick to your plan and have a look and just compare or whatever, but just be yourself. I think don't get lost in the noise. And that's what a lot of people are doing. They're just doing hits and things to make it look interesting. Like these are influencers that have a good base. And they're mixing it up. But I'm happy to watch these guys because they give you ideas, and you don't go after every single bone, but so it's somewhere in the back of your mind that you have somebody you haven't thought of, and yeah, it's interesting. And so Lee Chambers down in sixth. What was he saying? He was saying that something about a vice transfer, but he didn't need it in the end. He had Ekatike. Yeah, just need a bit of what do they call it? Neck oil. Let's have a look here. 273k, brilliant position. Only the triple captain played. He's got the rest. So the world is in Lee's hands. I think most of these guys are all going to stick. Pat, Kylie, Neil's been around the top now. Lacers, Carney's been around. Had an amazing season. Owen's going to be fine. He's from good stock. Lee's more of a dream team guy, but he's been, on FPL because of me, and we have a bit of rivalry. Him being West Ham, So yeah, he's took a big interest for this and he's having a great season. So it's going to be hard to get in this top 10. Hughie Carney's fine. He's interesting. His own player. I'm at 318k, 77. What happened to Hughie this week? Again, the Haaland thing. And he had it on the Vice on. And he's got Ekatike as well. So that's where he's got a 77. Palmer's interesting. He's got a few interesting bits here. Again, you can see that this guy's his own man, plays his own way, has his own interest. And he's got Jose Sa. He's one of my brothers here. Jose, love Jose. My God, he's a hero. Absolute. I want his autograph and I want to get a picture. I want to get a selfie of Jose Sa. I'm going to make a That's to make a guru episode of leaving and going to Wolves and see if you can find a Jose Sarr, get an autograph. Jose, you're amazing. Wonder how do goalkeepers sign autographs? Did they wear their goalkeeping gloves and yeah, just the X marks the spot like in the old days, and you couldn't write. Just put your paw print there. Rory Harford, yeah. This Yeah, everybody's been on about Krupe Jr., but look at that for a transfer. Enzo Fernandez from Chelsea kicked out of the team in good riddance mode. He's done, and he's got in Wilson for a plus 11. And this is the reason why the Mission Halford does what he does. He comes in with these home crackers. He knows this is just a phenomenal. That's a plus 11 right there and then. And it was for Spurs at home. And you think Spurs with the manager bounced the whole lot and it should be up to something. And they're up to nothing, of course. So Spurs and Burnley are teams you can target. You can really target because Spurs have to have a go. The fans are miffed off and they want football. And they're not getting it. So they're being left Lula at the back with no Romero. Uh, and if there's another 20 players are out injured. Um, so there you go. They're a team you can target. Gabriel, we had good stuff. So it's yeah, this team is really a template, proper template. Everyone you want is in there, and this team is going nowhere. This team is, I mean, it's staying and it's going like it's not going to drop. It's going to be solid in this Christie 10. So I can't see how any of us really are going to attack. Like Joey Neenan in 10th he's the creme de la creme, and he'll figure out a way. He's got 2 chips left, which is interesting, a free hit and a bench boost. So I'm not sure, but never write Joey off. He's capable of anything. He's still got his Enzo, and that Rory Harford's got rid of Enzo for Wilson, but obviously Joey's got Wilson here. But you've got to be cutthroat and you make your plus. Like Joey's got a +6 on getting rid of Chalaba, for instance. That was a very popular move this week. That's an influencer move. People are watching. Everyone here is watching content. I'm telling you. It's dog eat dog, man. Should have called this the dog eat dog league. Porker one. There's not many here to target anyway. Pork's got 3 chips left. He's having a great season here. 360 odd K, and that team. Well, you got Cash in there, Zhao's in there, Gravenberch. What? Wow, this is completely out of the ordinary. I'm sure Gravenberch or whoever might came in for Haaland. I don't know. But Mukiele on the bench, who suffered a price drop recently. Kane. Bits and pieces in there. Roof with 2 points. Gabriel, Senesi, Semenyo, Bruno, Rice, Thiago, captain, which was brave. 72 points. Yeah, sure. That's a proper, it's a good team. And it's everybody wants a slice of Bournemouth at the minute. Hill or Senesi, but we don't know who's getting the DEFCONs between them. It just seems to vary again. So Connor Freely with a 95. +3 in his transfers. You got Dango, Altara, and Virgil for a +3. But Timbers for Virgil, which was a bit moot. He actually lost a point on that. I think Timbers got 8 and Virgil got 7. But yeah, people are just getting sick of Timbers. I don't blame anyone getting rid of Timbers. Seriously, does your head in, man. I could still get rid of Timbers just for Virgil for Wolves away, but I don't know how much resting there will be. I don't know how serious Wolves will take that. It's a bit scary now that Prem game. Will Wolves? I don't know, would they? It's a very tough call. Will Wolves target that game, the FA Cup game, on Friday night more so than the Prem on Tuesday? I think they'll take the Prem serious and go down with style. Fair play to them, like for really fighting away. They got their second win of the season there. Um, Against Aston Villa. Let's have a look here. Connor Freely in 11th, so fair enough for the 95. Wilson, Bruno, Tavernier. Again, anyone with Tavernier is watching content. He's very interesting and he's probably on penalties. Evanilson went off injured. And I think Krupi should be fine to play a lot of games. He had Ekatike, Dewsbury Hall, everyone's returned in the team apart from Rhea. So phenomenal. Odangu got his assist. O'Reilly with a clean sheet. He should have scored. Gabriel with 9 and Virgil with 7. So that was a game week from heaven, that one for Connor Freely. So well done. He's back in the game for a top 10 anyway and a hat. Fergie Walsh with a 61. You see, you've dropped that. It's frustrating game, man. Dropping down, you get the 61. Saka try to be differential. Saka's another one that should be in the Stooges. I'm telling you, he should go in it. He's another one trick pony. No routes to points, no avenue, and Arsenal are going to just bore us all the way to the title win, or one of them. With this set piece stuff, it's not great to watch, but who cares? You win the title. Who cares how you done it? It's your year, forever. You have that Premier League season review for 3 hours of glory, and I could do with watching those. The ones I'm watching I don't think they go back that far now with United. So yeah, that's the crack there with Fergie. Anything interesting? Oh, the second thing, -6 on his transfers. Got rid of Rice, Bowen, and Wirtz. Okay, fair enough. Mane's no good going forward, and Saki you might want after game week 31. It might be an interesting punting somewhere down the line, but that's not for now. Liam Her and with Bruno, obviously the Haaland thing again, not playing, so he's benefited there. Not okay, great score, 89. Ekatike, Wilson. So any high scores down to Ekatike, Wilson, Bruno, and Virgil, you can tell straight away. So don't need to stand on ceremony there. With Liam the Chancer, her. I don't know where I got the Chancer from, man. Kieran Kiley, 70 points, has really rallied up very well. 70 is just about a kind of grey arrow, believe it or not, at his rank at 568k. Ruben in there, 57. Jack Malone on 76 will be happy with that. +2 on his Mukiele Hill transfer. Good stuff. He hasn't lost team value there. And Hill might be yellow flagged, so keep an eye out. He went off with a knock. So there's a lot of people yellow flagged at the minute. Keep an eye out there for any updates. And Jack Malone with the 76, the Bruno thing, and Haaland, of course, and Wilson. Fine. If we didn't have Ekatike, he would have had the 90s like others. But it's proper good hurl and that. It's 76 and it's fine. I don't know now, Mark the Oracle Phillips. I don't know where we are now. I have to kind of use the syrup here to kind of postulate what the Oracle's at. He's 17th, my lucky number, and I'm 18th. It's not great listening to people eating and drinking. I know I don't like it myself, but apologies anyway. Keeps me going for this hour. So O'Reilly came in for Van de Ven about time. He's so streaky. The formula with him, as I've said before, bottom 10 in the table and away from home is normally what Van de Ven does. because they're not up to anything. I had the book out there, and I think Tottenham have won against Burnley, and I think twice all season they've won at home. Let me have a quick look. Let's have a quick look here now. Yeah, Tottenham have only won twice at home all season. Burnley in the first game, and Brentford. I was at the Brentford game 2-0 and 3-0. I've been at the Arsenal 4-1 defeat, the Newcastle 2-1 defeat, Sunderland draw, Brentford home. So when I go to games, okay, I saw them lose to Bournemouth, but I didn't actually. I sold the ticket, so I didn't see that defeat. But any time I've gone to see Spurs, I actually have a good record. 3, 4, 7, 8. So they've got eight points out of a possible. I only saw the last two that they've lost. So 8 points out of I don't know if there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've been to 6 games, so that's 18 points. So they've got like 6, 7, 8 points out of 18 points. So and the rest of so there's a slim pickings at Tottenham. So it's just you just can't do anything with Tottenham. You might as well forget about them. And also nobody wants much in regard to Palace assets for game week 31. So with the Oracle, Rodgers again, Rice has got his tricky assist. So what? Who cares? He's not getting DEFCON now. Timbers, who cares? He's got an absolute. The goal he scored was absolute, just a joke. It's just right in the middle of the goal. Tap it in. It's just a tap it. He's got his head in there. Who cares? That's not sustainable. That's what I'm saying. It's not sustainable to score a goal like that. Well, they do every week, but Timbers isn't. He's on a terrible streak of 8 games of doing nothing. João Pedro isn't falling in the box anymore, so nothing there. Wilson. This is scary, man. I would take your 76 Oracle and just say thank God for that bench. Kelleher, Haaland, Gudmundsson, and Klein. Oh my God. O'Reilly, okay, he's getting more popular. Chalobah, everybody's got off him for Virgil. It seems now. Okay, so he'll have 1, 2, 3. He's got Rodgers 4. He got 5, so he probably muggle away through 31 without a free hit. He's used no chips, so yeah, I think of all the players here, Oracle's probably in the best position to kind of gate crash that top 10, maybe. But I could say, Jack the Dancer, Maloney can gate crash that easy enough. I just prefer Jack's team in many ways. Like the Oracle doesn't have Gabriel, which is crazy. Even I'll have Gabriel. And I got rid of him for a free hit. So, I'm not even that bad. He's 49. He's 50% owned. Gabriel. Oh my God. He's just like, you can't watch football if you don't have Gabriel in your team. It's scary, man. Dubravka and Kelleher. So he fell foul of the baby being born. I don't know, man. It's a frustrating team. I'm looking at the Oracles, but he's got a 76, the same as Jack Malone's, but I prefer Maloney's team. But he's got Enzo in there now. He's got a few issues. Or he would have been frustrated about Timbers, like myself for Yonks, and now Rodgers. He's got a few of the Stooges. He's got 2 of the Stooges, and so has the Oracle, and I've got 3 Stooges here. This is the team in 18th, 1.27. Listen, the way I'm looking at it, if I get top 800k, I'll take it, and I'll just move on. I'm thinking about next season already. I'm not getting upset or angry anymore about FPL. I've been broken. Game week 20 broke me or something. It's just something broke, and that was it. And it's all documented on the thing anyway. I'll never ever get upset over this game again. Just whimsical now. Cahill Carney on the 63 is kind of frustrating. The 63 is a red arrow. Raya is +3 in his transfers. There's two free transfers in the bank. He's got Haaland there, who's just been point dodging. Mane, Haaland, and Williams in the bench. Raya captain, I think that was a mistake, so he'd be frustrated. Like, kill a man is. Oh my God! So it's only 10 points. If he captained Bruno there and got his 26, but for some reason he didn't change his captain and it just fell on Raya. It might have been where he was just that double game week against Wolves. He might have just, I'll go. I don't know why. Um, the captaincy would be on Haaland was subbed in, so he must have had his vice on Raya. And just unlucky. You just got to be careful that vice. Now, everyone learn a lesson about your vice captain, guys. Then when you make a transfer and you transfer your vice captain out, you won't have a vice captain the other game unless you physically go in and change it in the before the deadline in the next game week. John C. Halpin is just proper standard good player for years in FPL, and yeah, he's got an interesting team. Okay, Van de Ven, oh my God, he must have subbed in for Haaland. Ballard didn't get much luck there. 75 is fine. It's okay. Ekatike, he probably captained. Well, he must have viced anyway, at least. It's got Lemons in there and Timber, Senesi, O'Reilly, and Buemo. Bruno in there and a 13-pointer, Ray. And yeah, that's an interesting team. Yeah. I'm not saying it's verging on the 10, not quite. It's kind of half in, half out, this team, really. When I look at this with Lemons and O'Reilly and Sinesti and Ray, and it's kind of half being one thing and half being you're neither the template or you're neither more, differential enough to kind of make massive strides. But he's used no chips. He's done 5 transfers and he's +5 on 5 transfers. Got rid of Dubravka, so that's a +2 already. Got rid of Saliba, who scored the goal for O'Reilly. That's a -4. Ray and a +2. Got rid of Wirtz. Okay, going forward, Ray might be interesting. But that's about it. So, Bruno, he's got in for Semenyo. That's a bit moot. Oh, it's a zero-sum game, really. But Semenyo isn't. I don't know. It's just like a mini wildcard he's tried there. Um, okay, so David Cunyon 76 and 21st. Owen Collins with a 71. He's used no chips. All these guys, I don't think I'll even finish above any of these guys in a way. I've used what I've had. Like I'm in 18th, and Cahill is fine. He's only used his wild card, and Johnsy has no chips. I see, and like Owen Collins in 1.5 million, and I think that's where I'm going to end up about 1.5 or 6 million by the time all these guys have used their chips. So I'm already getting my head set for the inevitable really here. We'll have to get prop. These guys are differential enough in a way, but looking at Owen's team, isn't as differential as he usually likes to go with Rogers, Bruno, Mbumo, Timbers, Williams. That's Nico Williams, I think, from Forest. O'Reilly, who has had a good few hauls here and there near the earlier part of the season. Gabriel there, Lemens in, Anderson, Thiago, Welbeck. So good shot with Welbeck. And the bench isn't massive with Haaland, Alderete, and Chakra in there with Areola. So I'm not sure anyway. Um, yeah, compared to my differential, my team's massively differential, I have to admit. I think I might just leave it where I am with that, but no point looking at that as my free hit. So, yeah, Duncan Hannon, the 51, he won't like that. He's Captain Rice. I think that could have been a missed game week for Duncan there, right there. Just the fact that he's Captain Rice against Chelsea, he'd never do it. Unless he just had the vice. So what's happened is he's had the vice on Rice. And so that's unlucky with the Haaland stuff. And he didn't have Bruno and he didn't have Ekatike. So I think maybe it's a bit moot anyway. He might have had it on Semenyo, instead. But I think it was always going to be average enough game week without if you didn't have Ekatike. Now Wirtz has gone off injured, so that he might have captained him, or he would have vice captained him if he was playing, and Ekatike mightn't have got as many as he had with Wirtz playing. Who knows? They complement each other quite well, Wirtz and uh, and Ekatike, and even McAllister in there as well when he's a bit higher up. He's not passing the ball to Salah apparently. If you watch the game and see McAllister is going for goals and shooting from distance, and he's not feeding. Salah is having to kind of forage for his own worth. You're the one that earns the big money, Mo. You do something. We want to earn what you're doing, so we have to start getting a big season in here. Like, so I don't know about you, but it's not like having Sadio Mane and Firmino, up front like they're selfish dudes. Um, I don't know. It's Mo is not worth 14 million. So now Richardson, we'll give him a bit of credit with an 83. No chips used. He's another one that can fly up the charts. So it's just the Christy Nicholson pub fan is just phenomenal. These guys are going to be. Chip can be top million player. Look, I think all of us can be a top million player here. Like if all of us are top million player, like we're top. I don't know how if we're top. If you're a top million player, you're about an 8%er. We're top 8%, guys. Um, so Ekatike, very good, best captaincy call. He's even got a Bruno and a pear tree there. Timbers as well, loads of points, loads of goals everywhere. A little bit on the bench with the Hall. He's kept him on the bench. Someone's come in there. Obviously Haaland, as he might have captained Haaland and got the Ekatike stuff. So good call. But yeah, there's a lot in Chip's team that's very interesting going forward, and he's got the two good City defenders in there. Interesting, no Semenyo. I just think Semenyo is the only option in their midfield now. So yeah, Gahey and O'Reilly could be the one. Could be the real differentials, the two of them together working for him. I like the team as well. Now Rice went off with a bit of a knock as well. I'm not sure what was it, some sort of a strain. And I don't know. It's so you need to keep an eye out for tomorrow night, Chip, if you're listening. uh, Adam Hickey with a 68, Jack McGoldrick on a 60, the Mave on a 70. So he's plugging away. Ekatike was another good call. He kept the captaincy on Ekatike again. So yeah, it could be just Ekatike a bust now for the Maverick. A few interesting bits and pieces in his team. That's why we call him the Maverick, the Mave. Um, and he's got a good bit. He's got Dewsbury Hall on the bench as well. Chalobah, very good bench, very flexible team. Going forward, there's not much there to kind of. Well, he's got five. Gabriel, 1, 2, 3, 4. He's got five anyway, so he should be able to muggle through game week 31. Yeah. I would be aiming for the top million, Maeve, if you're listening. The Enforcer, Eamon Phillips with an 80. Oh, some amazing scores this week. Just inside the top 2 million. He's gone back a bit, but can still plug away with Wilson and Ekatike. Good for João Pedro captain with only a 4 is a bummer. He's had Bruno, Wilson, and Ekatike, and he would he would have been a top 93 points or 93 points or so. Ekatike 95 points. He could have 100 point there game week. Fair enough. Maybe not, but very, very close. Tavernier, good shout as well. He's interesting. Keep watching him going forward. Kieran McDermott is flicked back now as we kind of thought he would a bit. He kind of makes bungles of transfers once a month, and that kind of soften his cough a bit, I suppose, with all that. The bench boost has been played. There's a few chips left, so he'll muggle away. Top 2 million. So he'll be okay. The team there going forward, Solanke is interesting. You never know, but yeah. So I'll just flick through and we'll kind of leave it at that. If something just, Tommy Cagnon with an 81, shout out there. Um, Flick through down here. Got David Martin, who's fallen down massively, man. He's still on Gabriel, the captaincy from game week 26 of Wolves. So he's just been sticking fixing now. He said three, so he's gone about, you know, what is it? 26 was the thing, the 27, 28. So he's gone 2 game weeks without doing Anthony's left it as it is. And this week it's, well, Gabriel saved him, but yeah, there's a lot in that team. Sarr again is another one of the Stooges. Well, he's on penalties really, but he does like to throw a good few blanks in. And Munoz is just not at the races. He's playing out of positions, but God, he is dodging points. And yeah, Dave Martin still got Foden. Yeah, I think he's kind of quit on it. Joy Fatty there on 56. Used a lot of transfers there, so there's active. Gravenberch, what is that? Joey, I need more from you, bro. So a few more sticking out. Ryan Kilban with a 75. He's done a wild card, so give him a little bit of a headline here. Mbumo, unlucky. It's an attacking call, but you got Bruno there. Just Captain Bruno. But in 44 place, 3.3 million. You might want to have a bit of differentiality, but Bruno's got too many routes to points. You can't. He's got Ekatike. Good move. He's used his trip cap. Donnarumma, okay. It's a lot of money in that position. He's got Semenyo. Everyone has him. Gokres doing nothing. Zhao has got off his streak now. Um, yeah, Zhao is a trap. He does well. He goes on hauls and then he goes away. Virgil, not too bad. James, not too bad. A few returns there. Interesting enough. Quite very differential team this. So he's playing it for the fun of it, and I can see that. You got United in there, and you want to have a crack. I like that. You can play FPL that way. If your player bangs for your team you support, you love it, don't you? It's like twice the bonus. This week was a good bonus for the likes of us with Bruno doing well off the Vice. It's just something nice getting that haul off of Vice, and your captain doesn't even play. So good stuff from Faratis Mondo, our Zimbabwean Irishman here. 83, so well played, playing well. He's a massive Liverpool fan. Our Farah. So good stuff. He's Captain Bruno. So there's no room for sentiment in this game. You can't have clannish club stuff going on in FPL. You have to be picking whoever's the best to get you them points. Good stuff from Farah. So that's about it. Daniel Jordan with 82. Well done there. Going further down, 54th, Gary Higgins on the 60. Good stuff. Okay, that's still red arrows. James Crane with a 54, red arrow, 5.1 million. So Connor Hussey, okay, 60 as Thiago captain, done a little bit of activity. Finally got rid of Bruno Gomes for Zabazalai. So there's a little bit going on there. 3 chips left, minus the bench boost. So he's got 3 left there. So that's about it. Just, what we got, Owen Rowe there, the Love Boat Row on 47. And thanks, lads, for clicking the button. I usually keep an eye on my friend Keith Robinson. Where is he? Here he is. Big, baby, big. 78. That's what that love this. Very active player. He doesn't give a monkey's, man. I love it. Like 5.5 million. He's used his wild card, so he deserves a bit of fair clip. I always like to highlight someone using the wild card in the Christy Nick. And Bruno, captain, okay, might have had the vice because of the Haaland thing. Semenyo's done well, and he got the Wilson. Well done. Good. Wild card differential enough to make some. He's got the Shesko. Congratulations, man. That's the transfer of the game where I have to take a slug for that. Well done, Keith. I think Keith, is he a Liverpool fan? Sesko, absolutely on fire. Scored the goal against Everton. Scored the winner against Crystal Palace. He's just flying in. And finally, maybe a good relationship will happen between Bruno and Sesko. I am considering Sesko. But I like Thiago and Ekatike. I haven't got Ekatike yet. I don't know what I'm going to do with him. So yeah, so Alison Becker's in there, Hill, O'Reilly, very maverick team, very differential. Then that's the way you have some fun and go for it. Gordon, Szoboszlai. On any given day, this could be 100-point team, but it's only going to be on that given day. It's not going to be like a team that's going to propel you consistently, chipping away. So Semenyo, okay, Szoboszlai, but I think they all go bang on different days. If you catch them all in the right day, like a Gordon when he plays in the Champions League against Quarterback, if you get that sort of Gordon, you're laughing. But the problem is these guys go off very early. Gordon goes off 70 minutes. Wilson goes off now with a slight niggle, 70 minutes. Sesko isn't the regular starter, goes off here and there and gets a run. Becker gets injured a lot. O'Reilly is now the flavour, but when will he become unpalatable for Pep? Maguire, well, you know yourself. And on the bench, Consa, Ballard, okay, fair enough, and Royce. So, yeah, it's a nice, team to have a bit of fun with. And I think that, I think Keith can. I think I look forward to is having a look at Keith's team. Um, love it. Dylan Lyons in 69. Now, Jack Carney, he knows himself. The winner in 2024, the Christian Nick. He knows himself. He's had a plug away, -2 on the whole. The pressure's off. He's got two hats anyway. He's won the bloody thing. He's in the honorary FPL Top Dogs. Remember, he's the Brack lunatic, as we all know. We all know and love. He'll be back next year again. And, from rags to riches again. That's Jack Carney's story. Rags to riches, never give up, never lose hope, and always still have a whimsical smile on your face of divilment. And that's the true Braclunatic way. João Pedro and Iwobi. Well done, Iwobi. Okay, so 48. Yeah, you got something there. There's nothing on the bench. Heaven, Collins, Haaland, Areola. 4 zeros like myself on the bench. You got Gibbs White as well, but there's no points in this team. Rogers blanked, of course. So he's going to ultra differential here. Why not? Have fun. Anyway, that's all I have for you guys, I suppose, at this stage now. Anyway, we'll leave it at that. This is a big, long video, so don't know if I got anything more for you guys. I think I should leave it at that now. We've had a good review and a look, and just beware. Yeah, I think just beware that the deadline is at 6 o'clock, not 6:30. Tomorrow night at 6 p.m. All right, so yeah, that's the crack anyway. I haven't got much more for you guys. I am burned out. Finish up the syrup here and just rest for the rest of the evening. And thanks for joining me, the guru. I suppose I could leave you. Well, I think I have it turned off now, the Three Stooges thing. But anyway, the mugs. And look after yourselves and each other, and join me again for next installment. Oh, I don't know what's going on. It's going to go until Thursday, isn't it? Tuesday, I think it's Thursday football. So Yeah, it's a grind anyway, and I'm looking forward to the international break. See how Ireland do. Can we qualify Denmark and North Macedonia in the other semi for the World Cup qualifiers with the possibility to meet South Korea, South Africa, and Mexico. So there's so much up for grabs. Let's hope and pray we can get there. But yeah, that's all I have for you. Go out, guys, and take care, guys, and good luck with your teams.